Hello and welcome to Sport Tonight. I'm Cecilia Omogbe in Lagos. On the show tonight, we'll be talking about badminton, what the Nigeria Badminton Federation are doing to ensure that they get a medal in the next Olympics. That's in Los Angeles 2028. They've started that preparations going on with the launch of the road to LA. Yes, that's what they are working on ahead of that Olympics. Also, MPFL gets our attention tonight because Rivers United are back to the top of the table, and the Oriental Derby, we're expecting something different this evening. It ended goalless between Enyimba and Rangers, and Remo Stars, well, they suffered defeat, and that's why Rivers United are back to the top. And of course, yes, the under 17, the Flamingos, they will be in action in Ghana later in the year because the 2-week tournament, 6 nations taking part, and the coach has released a list of 25 players. We will digest that on the show tonight. Yes, EPL, the English Premier League, the games across England tonight, and of course we're focusing on that. We'll give you updates of the games that are currently going on and take a look at the games that will be played tomorrow with Arsenal and Manchester United in action. Yes, that will be our focus. And Pep Guardiola, well, he's calling on the fans to actually support them to bounce back from that slump they're on. And for Amorim, the coach of Manchester United, who is the dreamer, his own is that he wants the players to be brave. You're going to be hearing from them on the show tonight. And of course, I will say the lessons they've learned from Paris, they want to work on it to avoid having any issues concerning the next Olympic Games. Yes, that's what we'll be having for you on the show tonight. Austin will join me later, but right here in the studio, Kehinde Idris is ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. well suited to go, and it's good sharing the studio again with you, Sisi. And for everything you've reeled out, very excited because it's a proper potpourri of sports. Badminton, we're talking the the juniors under 17, we're talking the league. So it's an exciting one to look forward to, and I can't wait to jump on it. But badminton, definitely, because I've got something special
for them.
Badminton, especially the president,
really?
Francis Obi.
Okay, talking about badminton, yes, we are talking about that launch of the road to LA. That's what the Badminton Federation is doing. This is a conjunction with Badminton Confederation of Africa. They're trying as much as possible to have that pool, that support system they need for their players, not only to be able to attend qualifiers, but also to qualify for games, and that support system they will need build up to the next Olympics. You just said that you have something special, but this historic step towards elevating African badminton is not just for Nigeria, but Badminton Confederation of Africa. I mean, this road to LA, the program that was launched in Abuja, is more like an initiative for them to actually securing more tickets to the Paralympic Games and also to the Olympic Games. So it's two focus for them, not just for the Paralympics, but also for the Olympic Games. I think this is coming up with the success that they recorded in Paris, where Eniola, of course, winning the very first medal. Yeah. For an African country.
When I say Francis Obi is one of the respected presidents, some weeks ago we're here where a handballer was on the show. Is headed by Ocheho. That's another president. Then squash, where we have Boyo Yeride. These names, I've worked with them, all of these names directly. I'm talking of the sports that are not football and basketball especially, and maybe not athletics. I've seen how they work hard, especially getting sponsored, coming up with innovations, initiatives that can move the sport forward, because it's a clear thing that expecting money from the federation or the ministry for these sports is hard to come by. What you can rely on is private partnership or public partnership, whichever that can come in. And one of the ways you can do that is to have eye-popping, programs, the way it's organized, the way, when it's done and all of that. Badminton 2 years ago started it first in all of this to know the rankings of the players in Nigeria. Before, it would just be, this one can play, qualifies and all of that. But they went ahead to number 1 in Nigeria is so named. Number 2, number 3, number top 10. Yes. So if there are some things that has to do with select your best 5, you don't have to start organizing a competition. You just have to, go to that pool. You're the number ones of the last check. So you guys should go ahead. Francis Obi, sometimes he was on this show, but he had also said it to me, and he mentioned it here. He said, do you know one of the reasons why there is 8 cheats? One of the reasons why there is 8 cheats in Nigeria is because we don't have enough tournament. Now, I am 16 years old, and there are no tournaments for 16 years old. I've stayed for about 2 years, and I hear of a tournament for under 10s. I will cheat just to display what I can do. He said one of the things to curb 8 cheat is to organize tournament cutting across every age grade. And if a 17-year-old has a competition he is looking forward to, he will not have time to go and compete in under 12 competition. And those are the words from Francis Obi. And from the day he came in as the president of badminton, we've seen change after change. Badminton classics, the championships. It's all, class. And this is another one that we're looking forward to. And when he says it, there is always something, massive to come out from there, and that's why I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, and one thing I love about is the fact that they are doing it so early. I mean, Paris just ended, and they're starting early. They're not waiting for that moment to start a project like this. Let's take a listen to the president himself, Francis Obi, and also the NOC president that's talking about Nigerian Olympic Committee President Habib Gumel.
Let's join hands, come and do something, contribute, support, sponsor. With better funding, I can tell you the sky is the limit. I can tell you that for free. I mean, with very little that was done, look at what even Jeremiah, who narrowly missed, he lost the quarterfinal, he could have gotten on the podium. So there are so many other players all over Africa, not only in Nigeria. And we believe that if much more is done for them, we can expect better results. The advantage you have in badminton in Nigeria is the fact that I'm a board member of Sport Nigeria, and I've worked very closely with the team that came up with the National Sports Industry Policy that was signed by the last government. So we understand the language of sports being business. All we need is for an enabling environment, and the ecosystem will flourish. We can't continue to depend on government alone. No matter what government gives to sports, it will never be enough. But we also want government to look and put in whatever funding in the right direction. Let me tell you, if there's infrastructure, it will be easier for the corporate body to run. Because once there is no facility, how do you play the sport? It's very, very difficult.
To get a gold medal for the Olympic game, you need to train for a solid 4 years. And now the badminton has opened the road together with their confederation to LA 2028, which I believe other federations too will soon start. The importance is that we are starting early. And starting early means we can be able to go to LA to go and make Nigeria and Africa proud. And like what I said in my speech, Nigerian Olympic Committee are available to support all the national federations. I will support badminton for what they are doing, for what they are going to do, and other national federations too, in terms of scholarship and other sources that we can be able to get through our marketing, so we can be able to support them to train in order for them to qualify, to prepare, and do everything that can make this country proud.
Yeah, more like a game changer for sports in Africa, not just in Nigeria, because it's in conjunction with the Badminton Confederation of Africa that they are having this kind of launch for athletes to be able to compete well and also have something to look forward to when they're going for different competitions. I know Austin Okonakpa has been following badminton for like forever. I mean, Austin, when these athletes started, we saw them, how they grew up and everything. But we have a laudable thing. This is something I know you will definitely be proud of, because we are not waiting for that moment to bring out the money that may not be useful to these athletes. Austin, unmute yourself.
But I couldn't wait to get on the program. Sporting greetings to you, Cecilia, and of course, our viewers joining us from different parts of the world. What a story badminton is telling us, particularly that it is what you sow, you reap. I listened to Kende Idris giving Francis Obi all of the big ups, and we can see it right from when he became the president of the Badminton Federation of Nigeria. The success stories that has come out of badminton, taking badminton to the schools, putting together competitions. Those are the sort of things that we want to see. And when Eniola and Jeremiah did what they did at the Paralympic Games, we said we shouldn't just stop there. The good thing is Eniola won and became the first African to win a medal in badminton at the Paralympics. Jeremiah didn't win, but became the first male player from Africa to actually achieve that feat and was so close to advancing. But they have now not just opened up what badminton is to Nigeria, it has opened up the Badminton Confederation of Africa for them to see the opportunities that we can do with badminton. And that's what it is all about, Cecilia. When you achieve success, you sustain the momentum, you keep it going. And that's why I love this story so well. And Anu was also part of it. Anu Okoyori becomes the first, I think he became the first Nigerian to qualify for the Olympics back to back, and the first Nigerian to qualify for the singles event. So these are all success stories. Sometimes not until you end up on the podium, you should count your blessings. And when you achieve, you should find a way to do some more. Shout out to Eniola Badman, shout out to Jeremiah, shout out to Anu Okpeyori, shout out to the Badminton Federation of Nigeria, and of course the Badminton Confederation of Africa, the leaders and players from Africa. In this sort of situation, we want to say everybody should stay focused, do what they need to do. I love it that we're opening this show not talking about football, boxing, basketball, or those regular sports that we'll come talk about, but badminton and what it is doing to not just win medals, as Okwe said, he said to inspire upcoming athletes to get into the sports and do some more. Congratulations to BFN and the Confederation of African Badminton, Cecilia.
Yeah, and of course, we need to listen to more of the administrators. The Deputy President of Badminton Confederation of Africa, Kingston Mulenga from Zambia, he was there. And also the chairman of Nigeria National Sports Commission, Ashe Diko, was also there. And of course, they have a lot to say concerning this particular project.
In Africa, we don't prepare for 4 years in order for us to prepare for Olympics because of certain problems that come through our way. But to come to Nigeria and through BCA to see that Nigeria is planning for 4 years period to 2028, it's amazing. You may be thinking it's out of and imaginations, but with the support of all the stakeholders that have been brought in place, with support of BCA, we intend even to take this idea to other African nations, so that we don't have to wait for the last minute, for 2 months, for 1 year. It's better we start now. We need to put up resources together. We need to train our coaches so that even when they're coaching, they know what is expected of them. Mostly we depend on taking people to Europe, and yet if you take players to Europe, who is going to coach the same players coming from Europe? In our opinion, we want to empower the coaches and the players together so that together they can blend. There's a difference between an African player and a European player. Most of the European players, they live on badminton. They wake up in the morning and they earn a living on badminton. In Africa, we need to come to a state where we need to bring stakeholders on board so that even our players can earn a living on badminton. There's a lot of sacrifice that is done by an African player. And you look at a European player who's getting a salary for training, and somebody who has to source for financial help to train, somebody who has to source for a racket, to source for shuttlecocks. There's a big difference. So we need to bring stakeholders on board.
What they are doing speaks to what we are trying to do, what we are preaching to do, that we have to start preparing now. We can't wait until 2 weeks of Olympics and we get athletes and say we are going to win the medal. It doesn't work that way. If you want to do something good in 2028, 2026, whatever games we are going, Paralympics, the Olympics, you have to start now. And you have to identify the talent that you have now and look at the comparative advantage and see how you can support them and promote them and have a plan for them. Clear plan, clear roadmap between now and the Olympics. And then by the time if you do this across all sports, then by the time we get to the Olympics, we'll be able to already have an idea where we are going, the possibilities, the options, and then we can be counting. This is the possibility of the medals we want.
Definitely, this is what they want. Other federations can take a cue from this. And he also announced that the NSC will also be embarking on their own. And I hope they can do it on time. So we know that, yes, that 4 years, that's what we have. There's something that Kingston mentioned concerning we sending our athletes to Europe to train, and then they come back. You don't have that kind of facilities. Not just that, you don't have that same kind of coach there. And of course, that's where coaching comes in. So that's another aspect they also have to look at for growth.
I think that was the biggest hit for me in his statement. Yes, infrastructure, the athletes, but you see, training the trainer to be at the same level with the athletes. So many times, the problem of Africans not beating those out there is the fact that even the coaches that can impact in them, because every athlete, wherever you go, you have a coach that must, be your gaffer, be the one, telling you how to go about. So if you're a top athlete and then you come back home, you can see the Super Eagles, all of the top players, then you come back to a coach that is not at the Pep Guardiola level, but you are at the level of Pep Guardiola's players, and you'll be wondering what's happening. It's because the trainer. So when you do more on the trainers, then you have, you would achieve more, and that's a good hit. And then he mentioned equipment. He said, can you compare an athlete who just wakes, gets to training, everything is waiting, gets to competition, doesn't have to bother about anything? Where is my racket? Where is the net? Compare it to the player who will source for his own racket, source for his own training center, and all of that. He has a lot more in his head compared to the other players. So these are disadvantage, grounds. It is not a level playing ground. Until we create a level playing ground, before we can start pointing fingers at our own players, because we don't give them the same thing those out there get. So train the trainers, get them everything they need. And we'll be talking about competing at the highest level in the most favorable condition.
Simple as that. Just follow what is happening across the world and then you get your medals. All right, let's talk about the Chan Eagles. Yes, the governor has called up 30 players, including, this is the one that is making with Rabiu Ali, 44 years old. But the way Rabiu Ali plays, if you watch him in NPFL week in, week out, it tells you that, yes, this man he's not playing like a 44-year-old man, but rather playing like a 25-year-old man. I remember a free kick he scored, 25, was it 25 years or 30 years free kick? And I was like, wait, I had to check who played that.
The Super Eagles are struggling to get any free kick specialist. And Rabiu Ali has scored free kicks here, 3. This man is...
He scored 8 goals.
Already, he's one of the highest goal scorers in the league right now. When Cristiano Ronaldo was at Juventus and he had this MRI scan, and the scan said that is the interpretation that this man has the bone of a 21-year-old and he's 36. So if you find players like that, they're exceptional. Let them do what they can do at any level they can. The Chan is one of those levels. Rabiu Ali can compete, and he should definitely be there. Fantastic. I celebrate him like every other time.
Right, let's go through the list of the invited players for the Chan Eagles. They're going to be playing against Ghana, and of course, it's going to be over 2 legs. The first one will be in Ghana, and the second leg will be in Uyo in Nigeria. And of course, these are the players that have been invited. They will be camping in Ikenne, which is kind of closer to most venues, in case some of them will have to go and play in the league. Henry Ozoemena of Eyimba, one of the goalkeepers, Kayode Bankole and Nuruddin Badmus. These are the goalkeepers for the Chan Eagles that have been called up by Augustine Eguavo. And for the defenders, you have Ismail Sadiq of Remo Stars, Waliu Ojewole of Ikorodu City. This is what everyone is talking about. With this guy, his leaving affect Ikorodu performance. 6 game unbeaten. That's what they are currently on right now. Imont Obot of Eyimba, Taiwo Abdurafiu of Rivers United. You also have Junior Unduka of Remo Stars. Victor Collins of Nasuru United was called up for the Super Eagles, but he didn't play. Ifeanyi Onyebuchi, Rangers International, and Stephen Mayo of Rivers United. So these are the defenders that have been called up for that crucial game against Ghana. Jide Fatokun of Remo Stars, Rabiu Ali of Kanipila, Saviour Isaac of Rangers International, Musa Zaid of El Kanemi Warriors, Emmanuel Ogbole of Kora United, Papa Daniel Mustafa of Niger Tornadoes, and of course, it was one of those that scored that goal that actually ensured that Remo Stars lost their top opposition. Kazim Ogunleye of Rangers International. So these are the midfielders that have been called up. Now the forwards, Anas Yusuf, Nasarawa United, Adamu Abubakar, Austin Martin, Sikiru Alimi, Timitokme Vincent, and Samuel Ogunleye, and of course Abiam Nelson of Kano Pillars. So these are the strikers. You also have, moving on to Meiwa Orisha of Ben Insurance. You have Bena Ikechukwu, Sunday Mengo, and Umar Amin Ibrahim of Academy Warriors. And the last is Adams Aminu Sani from Kano Pillars. So these are the 30 players that have been invited to play against Ghana. All right, Austin, we've got 30 players. Austin Egwavena has invited, your namesake. He has invited 30 players for the China Eagles. Of course, we've seen, the players we want, most of them are there for that. Any player you think that could have been there that is not there? Did I see any player from Accra United? I didn't see anyone. Okay, but we know the reason. But I'm surprised. Okay, all right.
Cecilia, I see what you do. It's okay to shake the table, but don't break
4-1.
it. You know. Yeah, I like the Chan list. A clear testament of, what we're seeing this season already in the Nigeria Premier Football League. Not me. Some persons have called to say, there are names here and there that should have been on the list, but Coach Egwavon just needed to call 30, and I'm sure he's still going to prune that. So everybody cannot be there. But I think Kenneth Igbuke of Rangers is a good player that I would have loved to see there, and he's making good progress already with the national team at the junior level. Friday Apollos of Aqua United is also a very decent player.
Yeah.
That would have been good to be part of the mix. But shout out to all of the players that have made it. These are players that we'll talk about almost every week, particularly if you start from the goalkeeping department. Ozomena is a fantastic goalkeeper for Enyimba. Kayode Bankole is arguably one of the most influential players at Remo Stars. Good to see him in the mix. When you go to the defender, some of the names we know, Sadiq has already featured for the Super Eagles, top defender with Remo Stars. Also scores goals, so he's a good player. We're seeing what Wali is already doing with Ikorodu City. Ikorodu City playing fantastic football, unbeaten now in 6 matches. They should be giving their flowers. And it's good to see a player there. Junior Nduka, a captain of Remo Stars, also in the mix. We talked about Victor Collins, who also got an invite to the Super Eagles. Plays with Nassau United, fantastic player. Stevie Mayo comes with a lot of experience in the Nigeria Premier Football League with Rivers United, and he made the list. Kazeem Ogunleye is one midfielder that I've been talking about, plays for Rangers, has good quality, he's also called up. Emmanuel Ogbole has got 7 goals this season for Kwara United. Very effective player, fantastic with his head, good with free kicks. Good to see him there. Let's go to the 4. Rabiu Ali is in the mix. Everybody has to say, Rabiu Ali has passed this level. It shouldn't be. I said, no, guys, let's not do this. If it's on current form, and with what we're seeing of Rabiu Ali every week in the MPFL, the man is 44 and has scored 8 goals in 14 matches in the MPFL. Give him his flowers. And if it is that he goes to the Chan and is showing that he can actually compete, let's give him. In fact, the other day, Cecilia, I said, call him to the Super Eagles, because we don't have set piece takers in the Super Eagles. This guy is playing set pieces. He scores and he's not even rejoicing. He tells you that he's a master at it. He scores goals and tells the younger players to come back, let's go and fight. So I'm glad Coach Austin Egwavon called Rabiu Ali, and if he keeps the form going, he can really be influential to the team. Let me just talk a bit about the conversation that is out there. People are saying, why is Ahmed Musa not part of the team? Shehu Abdullahi. Now, the rule states that the Chan is for players who play their club football in Africa, but must have permanent contracts. Ahmed Musa has a part-time contract with Kano Pillars. That's why the clause takes him off. Same with Shehu Abdullahi. That's why we don't have them. So don't think that people are saying, why would they overlook Ahmed Musa? No. He does have a permanent contract with Kano Pillars, short-term basis, and the rule states that he must have permanent contract because the Chan is designed to promote and showcase African players playing their club football in Africa. So if you take a look at the forward line, goal scorers everywhere. Anas Yusuf, that's the danger man at Nasarawa United. I think that's about 8 goals this season already. Adamu Abubakar, I love him so much. Fantastic player. Lobby Stars, what are they without Ose Martins? Also good. Sikru Alimi comes with a lot of experience in the MPFL, plays his football with Remo Stars. Fantastic one also. One that I like so much. Such a very distinctive forward player, can run across that park. Sunday Megwo of Abia Warriors, and also a good finisher. So I would like to see what Coach Austin Eguavoen will do with this team. They've got Ghana, and Ghana, I think, have stopped us twice from going to the CHAN. It's time for a revenge, Cecilia.
Time for a revenge, right? Is it a revenge mission or what happened 2022 Qatar World Cup? Huh? Okay.
So
it's still very fresh.
Some will say don't put revenge at the back of your mind. Just go in and
go in and have fun. Yeah, it's the Chinese.
When you're playing Ghana, maybe a bit of Cameroon, in there, and recently South Africa. If they do you anything before, there is always a revenge somewhere in your mind. But I have some names, Rabiu Ali, we mentioned that, well respected. Anas is topping the goal scorers chart right now. And I am one person who feels 23 goals is the goal record in a season in the MPFL.
Yes.
I feel that with the number Amas have got now, about 10 goals now, that he looks like that man if he doesn't leave the shores, but now he's going to, CHAN assignment. Hopefully he'll be back still the Anas that we know and continue to bang in goals. Sadiq and Junior, Junior Unduka. Junior is more than a leader in Remo Stars.
Okay.
Sadiq, probably the most influential player in that room. If you take out maybe Junior and also Bankole, I think Sadiq should be the most influential player in there. Scores goals, one of the fantastic fullbacks. And yes, he's had a look into the Super Eagles. I wonder why that look is not a permanent one, why they keep omitting him. But he's a fantastic pick for this. And Remo Stars, hopefully, they won't suffer for these two, in that period. Then, Waliu of Ikorodu City.
Yes.
There is... Austin has nailed it. When you're in form, or when a club is in form, look into their top players, the most influential ones. If it's the goalkeeper, if it's the defense, if it's the midfield or the attack, which player, one or two, that tickles the fancy of everyone, select them. And I think whether Ikorodu City just got promoted or not, a good player is a good player, and Waliu is, merits this. And so many other players in there. Fantastic select by Austin Eguavoen. It shows that is either he is so close to the league, sees everything, or he's got a team that's got their proper eyes. Because if you follow the league, look at the way Austin is also talking about it. If you follow the league, these names are massive. For the ones who are omitted, yes, maybe we want to see them here, but this list is still a very good one. And any omission would not be completely frowned at. Yeah,
I think I could totally agree with you for that. I mean, you have a list and you see all the top players that in MPFL, all of them, that you can't pick more than 30. And at the end of the day, just 25. Might even 5 will have to be sent out. Right, let's take a look at the games we had a lot of games at the weekend on Sunday. Starting off with how, Rivers United were able to, move back to the top of the table. Niger Tornadoes, they were the one who did that to Remo Stars. So take a look at the one, starting from the one that was played this evening, where Eimba and Rangers International. It ended goalless. So there was no goal in this one. We were expecting like a goal first, but it didn't happen. It ended goalless. Shooting Stars and Abia Warriors, Shooting Stars winning by 2-0. And Heartland continued that their surge, since resurrection, something like that. So against Nasarawa United ended 3-2. Ikorodu City, wow, against Akwa United 4-1. And of course, we have Katsina United and Sunshine Stars by Longo, Niger Tornadoes and Remo Stars. They ended, that was 2-1. You have Rivers beating Kano Pillars. I think it was second half strike that ended this one. This game was wonderful. You need to go back and watch the replay where Ahmed Musa was literally mobbed, after the game. Ekanemi and Bayelsa ended goalless. Benin Insurance beating Plateau United by 2-0. And Lobby Stars and Kwara United Lobby Stars, of course, also having that resurgence they are currently on, getting that one. Austin, I mean, Aqua United not having it easy. But if you look at the bottom from down, I mean, they've moved a little bit. You have Nasarawa United actually at the bottom currently now on the league table. They've moved up a bit. Better Insurance also moving up a bit. But the surprise for me is Ikorodu. Ikorodu City, if you check the league table, as at match day 6 or match day 5, they were at the bottom. Now, match day 15, they are third on the log. There you have Ikorodu City. You could have thought, I don't know how they were able to turn it around. The main coach resigned. The assistant coach took over. He's been in charge since October. I mean, interim coach, right? Yes, he's still interim because we've not heard that he's been confirmed. But this is what you have after match day 14. And the big one is Ikorodu City, the way they've been able to climb from the very bottom to be third on the log. And they've won, at the time they were at the bottom of the league, they won just 1 game. Now, after that, they won 6, and now they've won 7 games so far. This is just Remo Stars and Rivers United are the only 2 teams that have won more games than they are. And of course, those losses that they suffered, they're still there. Remo Stars also suffering 5 losses. Now they're more like brackets with Remo Stars, 24 points, and you have Rivers United just at the top on 29 points, goal difference of 8. And of course, they've lost just 2 games this season. So Finidi George is cooking something good. Austin, I mean, let me pause here and go to you on this one. I mean, the MPFL is getting more interesting, like week in, week out. It's unpredictable, and the goals are coming in, the away wins are there. So much about MPFL match day 15. So much drama.
That the MPFL is beautiful, and we need to keep talking about it so people can love it, you know. I've just been trying to promote or question why FIFA didn't nominate Abiam Nelson's goal for the Puskas Award. He scored that goal in January this year when Doma United took on Rivers United. In the dying minute of that game, he scored an amazing bicycle kick. But because we have not built the MPFL to international standards, that kind of goal now is wasted. People aren't talking about it. When you look at the table that you just talked about, it will tell you that arguably the MPFL is the most competitive football league in the world. You talked about it. Ikorodu City, struggling. Coach stepped aside. Coach Nuruddin came in as interim basis. I think after 9 matches, he has lost, I think just after 8 matches, maybe just 1 loss. They lost the 2-1 loss to Aba in Aba. After that, they've been on a roller coaster ride. Small Ikorodu City, you know, and they are not just beating teams, they are playing beautiful football. Bedell Insurance got to Lagos, they collect. Aqua United have collected their own 4-1 now.
Rivers.
Big teams, they play them like they don't respect anything. Shout out once again to Coach Nuruddin and some of the results that we've seen from Ikorodu City. Now 6 games unbeaten and with proper wins, convincing wins. So shout out to Ikorodu City. What other result got me talking after match day 15? Yeah, Bendel Insurance, let me big up them a bit. They won 2-1, but you see, when you don't start right, you see, they have any effect on the table for them. Same thing with Aqua. Aqua won their last game, lost this one, and they're second at the bottom. It didn't have any effect. So at match day 15, if you're not winning, it's going to tell on your season.
Okay.
What's a big result that came out of match day 15? Maybe the 5-goal thriller between Heartland and Nasarawa United. Shout out to Coach Emmanuel Lamonike also, and what he's doing with the Nazi Millionaires. That's a team that also started Paul in Sicilia, but they've picked themselves back up. They're playing good football, and they are winning also. So the MPFL is one that we'll keep talking about it. That's what we can do as the media, but administrators must play their part. Build the league to a level where it can be termed international.
Okay.
Respect standards, and let's keep it going.
Keeping it going. I mean, we're talking about that Niger Tornadoes and Remo Stars. If you see the pitch, there's something we just need to quickly see. I mean, that's what we're talking about, international standard. Yes, we understand that it's the Hamilton season. And of course, Hamilton season in this part of the world simply means it's dry and it's sunny. And of course, but this game ended 2-1 in favor, of course, the host. But the stadium where it was played, it's something that most of us were not really happy with. I mean, the grass gone. Yes, I mean, okay, I don't know how this was approved, but then just a quick one. We need to move away from
the rainy season.
It was what?
It was approved during the rainy season.
Okay, all right. We'll just leave it there. I understand you guys understand the picture we are trying to paint here, because this is really not looking good for anything you want to talk about, because this is not it. But we'll end it here, because if I goes to Austin, we will not leave MPFL. So let's leave MPFL here. We'll just leave this here to tell everyone that, look, I mean, we've seen Lush Stadium, I mean, the Remuster Stadium, and the Uyo, Benin and all of them, but this is not one of the ones we want to see, especially on TV. That's where that's making international standard come into play. All right. Quickly, yes, let's go to what you're smiling. I know Austin is also smiling. We need to talk about the Flamingos. Yes, we have the under-17 girls getting ready for Wafu B. And this is something we always want to see. We'll be talking about Kosafa. Now we need to talk about Wafu B, the under-17 girls. A 2-week tournament will be in. 6 teams will be playing. We just read out the names of the players that are there. You have Christiana Uzoma from Edo Queens, Elizabeth Boniface of Sunshine Queens, Sylvia of Echefu from Bayelsa Queens, of Chiamaka Enebeli from Royal Tom FC. Now the defenders, Rukibat Aziz, Taiwo Adegoke, Jumar Debaye Ayomide Ibrahim, Priska Wanchukwu, and Ololade Isiaka. You also have Oluwatoyin Olowokere and Ogenemaro Obrute. These are the players you have. In the midfield, you have Saida Adebi, Sukurat Moshood, of course, she was with the under-17 team. Waliyat Rosimi, Farida Abdulwahab, and Fatima Solate of Dana's Ladies. So these are the midfielders you have. So let's quickly go straight to the forward. Harmony Chidio of Imo Strikers. She was also part of the under-17 team that just came back from Colombia. Peace Effiong is also part of them. Mary Unkba of Abia Angels. You have Blessing Ifitze, Aisha Animashaon, Mary Mamudu. Of course, she was also part of those ladies we talked about. She's from Edo Queens. Precious Oscar and Janet, of course, she's also part of the players that will be prosecuting that. That's 25 Flamingos for the Wafu B. That's the West Africa Football Union. A 2-week event. You have Burkina Faso, Ghana, some of the teams that are taking part. Just a quick one on this one. Development more and more. So West Africa, they're waking up to this.
Yeah. One of the things you can do for young players is exposure.
Yeah.
More competitions, Now they've gone to the World Cup, they competed, now they are here. Trust me, if everything goes well, they will blow teams away. Because what you experience at the World Cup is people from different climes entirely with different technicality and tactical, setup to play you. So bringing it back to Africa, I think they are going to show a whole lot. Moshood right there, highest goal scorer for Nigeria. For Nigeria, that fantastic goal also got a nomination for that competition. So good team, Peace Effiong, Harmony Chidi, the attack. Attack, players.
It's solid.
Yes, they're solid, good understanding. And the likes of Taiwo, Obrute, Brume, and also, a whole lot of them who are here. And I've always had huge, respect for Bankole Olowokere, the way it relates with the team and also his tactical ability. Sometimes you just cannot do enough when it's not going to be your day. That was what happened at the World Cup. So come back home. Now we'll see this. I want to see more of what these girls can do. And then we'll see the transition. Mind you, well done to ladies football when it comes to national team. The transition is always beautiful. We see them start from under 17 and then Chiamaka, Aziza Toshuala, Rashida Tadibadi. So I want to see the likes of Chidi Effiong, all graduating to the under 20 and then the Super
Progress.
Falcons.
That's what we want. On the 12th, starting on the 12th and to end on the 26th of December. So they'll be spending Christmas in Ghana. That's if they get to the final. All right, we'll leave it there. And quickly, Austin updates coming from EPL before we talk about Manchester United and, of course, Arsenal. That's the big game for midweek on Wednesday.
Big game, massive test for new coach Ruben Amorim and his Manchester United team. They seem to be enjoying life under Amorim now. We'll get to know tomorrow when they visit the Emirates. But quick update, what's going on in the English Premier League. Ipswich Town, they are hosting Crystal Palace. That game is still goalless. 51 minutes already played. In the other game, it's Leicester City 1, West Ham United 0. The game is in its 27th minute, and Jamie Vardy has scored in the second minute of the game to give Ruud van Nistelrooy some glimmer of hope that things will be well right there with the Foxes. But the big one is Arsenal taking on Manchester United tomorrow. Can Ruben Amorim stop Arsenal and get the media talking about him and the turnaround that he's bringing to Manchester United? Let's listen to him.
It's the best team. It's the best team that we faced by far. But the test is every game. If you see the last game yesterday was really tough. It was a 4-0, but you see it, the game like I see it. So everything now is a test. It's important to be brave. When I say brave, it's not to pressing all the time in the Raya. It's not the same. We have to understand the game, the moments of the game, and we need to have the ball. That is a key point, because we want to have the ball. We want also to dominate some moments of the game, because you know that in these matches is hard to control all the game. And we have, if I have to say something, we have to be brave and to play the game.
Totally agree. Ken, they really need to be brave against the Gunners, who also, if you look at the league table, particularly what is happening to Manchester City, Arsenal also needs to win to stay relevant on that table.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. Like it is said, it's still early, but it seems like every game is a must-win. And that's the story. We just talked about the NPFL. That's the story of the NPFL also. Every game is a must-win, even as much as it's early days. And for Arsenal, Manchester United, it can't come, later or earlier. It has, every day they have to win. There is, bragging right. There is also the points to be accrued. For Ruben Amorim, first game, he drew, and then next game, he's winning 4-1 in the league, 4-0 in the league. And I think he wants to build on that. For Arsenal, any slip-ups might just end the hopes of, title chase. So it's a whole lot in this game, playing out. I'm sure even on the coach's angle, Ruben, Mikel Arteta will not want the story of Ruben Amorim, who just came in, schooling him. So there is a whole lot, riding on this game. And maybe for neutrals, this is a perfect football game. For anybody who's got interest, I think you would have your hand shaking while this game is ongoing.
Shaking one, right? All right, let's take a look at other games for Wednesday. You have Everton will be hosting Wolves, and Manchester City hosting Nottingham Forest. Just maybe they might start winning games again. Newcastle and Liverpool was to be national. Southampton, Chelsea, Arsenal, Manchester United. Yes, that's the one we're talking about right now. Aston Villa and Brentford. So these are the game for Wednesday's fixtures. For Fulham, they will be hosting Brighton and Bournemouth. And of course, Tottenham will wrap up the Thursday's fixtures. For us, I mean, let's listen to Pep Guardiola, because one thing he's sure of is that he wants the fans to actually stand behind them as they try to turn things around, starting from the game against Nottingham Forest on Wednesday night.
Because the situation is what it is, and we need them. Always have been there. I don't have the feeling, so they know exactly what these guys have done, what this team have done in the last decade, I would say. Many good moments where they live together, and they know that we need absolutely the support, because all of us players, especially, are human beings, and of course they are, as always, willing to give everything to try to change that dynamic. I would say we are not far away for the team for the second position, but always is the way you play, the consistent that you are in the boxes, and many things that give you the positive thoughts, what's going to happen in the future. And at the end, there's a team have been magnificent in Liverpool, and after that, you cannot, fight against that situation, and it will be a mistake. You have to do this. You have to regain games after, make our game, when have our moments, be more productive, and after that, step by step, go forward.
You move forward. Say a prayer for Pep Guardiola. Austin, all right, we got to go, but Pep, he's still fighting the 6. We didn't know it was going to get up to 4 in the league, and 1 Carabao Cup, 1 in the Champions League.
What a season! What a period for Pep Guardiola and Manchester City. You know, if they don't win against Nottingham Forest, Cecilia, I don't know. Like in the last 5 games, if you go look at the stats, Nottingham Forest even has a better run than Manchester City. And if anything goes wrong tomorrow at the Etihad,
say prayer tonight.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how we're going to report that one. That's the show in London. I'm Austin Okonakpan. In everything you do, remember, keep talking sports. Bye for now.
Yeah, you know, sometimes we say we love upset, but then when the upset is it's heartbreaking. I don't like watching Pep like that. It's heartbreaking for me. But we have to go.
We have to go. I will be supporting online, and also, Taiwo Awoniyi. So, Nottingham Forest.
I just say a prayer for
it's
Pep.
It's good to be here.
All right. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Cecilia Omorogbe. We're leaving you with highlights coming from the AFC Champions League Elite. Good night.